So step 2, resources. I've been pretty all right. I mean, we're not rich or anything by any means, but we've been able to pay our bills. We were able to buy a house. I've kept my credit score really good. I'm really I used to care about it because I always, everyone always told me, oh, you're gonna need that later. You're gonna need that later, and I was like, well, I guess I should probably try to keep it good. So I did, and then sure enough, I was able to buy a house, and I made a pretty good amount of money on the house as soon as it sells. A lot of equity. The market's actually riding pretty good right now. So when I bought 5-6 years ago, it was right after the crash. Not the 2008 crash, but the 2010 11 crash, and the house was actually worth the least that it's ever been worth. The house that I bought. So I was like, okay, cool, that sounds like a good investment. Sure enough, it was. So anyways, to bring this full circle, my wife is leaving, so that's a lot of resources that she's taking with her. I am not going to be able to afford all of the things I own without her, so I'm downsizing. That includes selling the house. And I am going to be living a minimalistic life for a little while, maybe 2 to 3 months, trying to resituate myself financially. I'm going to keep working, and then I'm going to launch this this campaign, I guess you could call it, this experiment. And I'll get to all that later on. But what I'm doing is I'm actually moving full time into an RV. Okay. So this is like the first part of my plan, and the reason is because I found a really, really nice one for really, really cheap. So I'm going to be minimizing my expenses, saving up some resources, engineering the skeleton of my plan, and then hitting the start button. So yeah, I would say by December I should have all this figured out. By December I should be ready to launch, if you will. And yeah, now this whole plan has always been part of who I am. I envisioned myself one day owning an airship. Right now, this is like going to be years from now, if it ever happens. I mean, this is like the last thing I want to do in life. Like my life goal, I think my final goal is to own an airship, right? And to live on it. Like, that's my goal. I want to be in the skies. I want to get off of this bottom feeder traffic, polluted, infested bullshit earth, and I want to live in the clouds. Okay? Now you might think that's a little crazy, that's never going to happen, but you don't know, because guess what? I bet you haven't researched airship technology lately, have you? Well, it's coming back. And I'm not just saying that because I want one, but the military has invested in some major projects of some new technology, helium airships that they're rigid aircrafts. They're not blimps, they're real airships. And they're fucking beautiful. They're high cargo capacity. They just float up there. They're able to travel relatively, a good amount of speed. Nothing like a jet or a plane, but still pretty good. But yeah, I want to be a beacon of hope to everyone else that they can do it. And I thought the best place for that to be would be in the clouds, right? And I would host events on the airship. That's like my final goal, is to own an airship and travel around the world and throw parties on the airship for people, and it'd be like an enlightenment. It'd be like a enlightened airship, and the name of it is going to be called Bliss. I already know, because it's going to be named after my brother, who passed away in 2010. My older brother Blake, the one I moved out to Clearwater with, he passed away in 2010, And he was the greatest DJ the world had ever known. And I got the live recordings to prove it on CD. So Blake Adamson, DJ Blake Adamson, he was so many great things throughout his life, but he lost it in the end. He really did. He became addicted to opioids and different pharmaceuticals, and he ended up he had sleep apnea, partied all night, took a bunch of drugs, a bunch of different pharmaceuticals, and nothing illegal, but he mixed things that shouldn't have been mixed. And the crazy part was he partied all night. He was fine. The next day he fell asleep on the couch, which was in the morning. Like they had been up all night, and he never woke up. And that was it. He died there on the couch asleep at 30 years old. 30? No, 27. Holy shit. He was only 27. Wow, that's crazy to think about that now. But anyways, yeah, so he's gone, but he was the biggest influence on everything I do in life. Like, he's been the driving force behind my existence for a very long time. His visions and his words and what I experienced with him of a view of the future, my core was shaken at the time. A lot of experimenting with psychedelics too, and some amphetamines, so MDMA also, all kinds of mind expanding things. So that was me a long time ago. Now I work for DanceSafe, try to help people get informed and make intelligent decisions on what they're doing with their bodies. Instead of just saying that all drugs are bad and they're going to kill you, we actually approach it from an intellectual, non-biased perspective, and we try to keep you informed so that you, as a person, can make the call of whether or not you want to do that to yourself, okay? And that, I think, is the best approach to the drug problem we're having, which is not really a problem as much as it is a mental situation. It's people. It's not the drugs. The drugs, it's the people that take the drugs that we have to really focus on. And those people need to be more informed. So, anyways, yeah, that's partly, Blake was a huge proponent of DanceSafe. I love DanceSafe. I've supported DanceSafe. I've been following DanceSafe since like early 2000s. Like, I think the year 2000, actually. Even a couple years before that. And so, I started working for them about a year ago now, and I love it. I'm out there, I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm helping people at the same time. So that's great. That keeps me in the scene, the electronic music scene, which I love it, and it allows me to be like a paladin or a healer in some ways, because people come to you with problems or issues. Or last event, these people were tripping out, right? It was great. This is why I do this kind of thing, right? The guy was tripping. He's like, there's only 3 of us. There used to be 4 of us, and we don't know where she went. She's gone, where she's missing. We looked everywhere for her for about an hour, and now we've come here for help. So I was like, oh, wow, okay. What does she look like, right? And the guy's like, oh, she's about this tall. And I said, do you have a picture of her on your phone? And the other girl was like, yeah, hold on. She pulls out her phone, right? And she looks at it, and she starts like trying to type her password in. But she was obviously tripping out like bad. Like, she was seeing all kinds of shit. Because it's like, she was looking at it for about 10 seconds. And then she put it away, and she goes, I can't do this right now. And I'm like, no problem. We will find her. We will find her. As long as we stay together, I can help you with this. So I enlisted the help of Melissa. She was one of the shift leaders at the time. She's great. One of the coolest chicks I've ever met in my 30s. So she definitely took them by the hand. They went. They visited. They had a couple of Zendo tents where it's like a tranquil place where you can just kind of relax at these festivals, where it's like quiet and meditative. You know, very serene areas, and it's also where people go when they get lost. Right. That's kind of like how they end up there. It's kind of it's like the next level. Of treatment for people who are freaking out. Like Dance Safe does a lot. Like we do, we help out as much as we can, but we're also volunteering. We're handing out earplugs. We're filling up waters. You know, we're informing everybody. We're selling test kits sometimes. We actually do testing on site sometimes to identify substances. You know, we have a huge role to play, but these other tents, these other harm reduction tents, they specifically just help people calm down, and they help you feel like you're accepted and all this stuff. So anyways, Melissa, of course, doing all these events before, she's like, okay, you've already been to your camp. This is the first place we need to go. So she takes them there. The first place, they haven't seen her, they don't know about her, they don't know anything. But one of the people from that tent goes with them. Now it's like a quest, right? They got Melissa, they got the girl from the first Zendo tent, and then they got the 3 travelers, right? And now they're like on the hunt for this lost girl. And it was crazy because they went to the second tent all together, and before this girl could even say anything to the other girl at the new tent, she looks at the girl that's tripping out. The new girl at the new tent looks at the girl that's tripping out. We'll call her Jen, right? She goes, your name is Jen, and you're looking for, you know, Jessica, right? Jessica's the girl that got lost, right? So the girl from the second tent literally didn't even hear anything, and she knew who she was and who she was looking for. And for somebody that's tripping out, like, that's like holy level shit. Like, that's like, you know, you've been looking for your friend for over an hour. You're freaking out. You think something happened to her. You're tripping out. Okay, so now it's like really like embedded in your consciousness. Like, you have to find this person. And then this lady in white comes out and she's like, your name is this, and you are looking for this person. Like, that is a moment that you can't explain to someone who's never tripped out before. I'm sorry, it's impossible. It's like it's a groundbreaking moment, because you can finally let go of that fear of that person being missing. And so she said she was just here, and we took her to your campsite, and we'll be happy to take you back to your campsite to meet with her. So they got reunited. And of course, this seems like, you know, not a big deal to some of you, but if you've ever lost a friend when you were tripping out, it's a big deal, okay? It will ruin your whole night. Like, and it won't just ruin your whole night, it's something you're gonna talk about for the rest of your life. Like, that's how serious it can become, right? So, I've actually, you know, you might actually lose your friend over this kind of situation. Like, the friendship might be over. That's how serious it is. So anyways, later on in the night, I'm still working the booth. I'm still in there. I'm still telling people about who we are and what we do and why we're there, and filling up water jugs and all this. And they come back. They're a little more calm. They're still tripping out, but they're calmer. And they all gave me the hugest hug ever, right? Like, they were just so happy. They thanked me. They were like, we found her. You know, they told me the whole story. Melissa had already told me the whole story. And it was cool to hear it from their perspective again, because I didn't tell them. I was like, I wanted to hear the way they perceived it. And yeah, I was just so happy. Like, I'm glad that I can be there to help people. You know, even something like that, just finding their friend. But yeah, it's like you get to experience the culture from the other side, like, because you love the culture, but you're not actually the one in there doing it anymore. You're actually just helping them with it. And I wish that I had that kind of resource when I was going through that phase of my life, you know, like to be able to find the information I was looking for, and to be able to talk with somebody who is completely non-judgmental and just there to help you, you know. That's why I do it, because I wish it was there when I was there. So anyways, yeah, I kind of got more inspired to help Dan Safe after my brother died, because I really feel like Blake was smarter than that. Like, for the majority of his experimental drug life, he was smarter than where he ended up. And I mean, he taught me things that I still know today, like, you know, things that are really important to know about, you know, MDMA and dehydration, and, you know, tripping out, like timelines and how to calm people down, and, you know, just like the next level of mind expanding research, right? So he was very knowledgeable in some areas, and anyways, he knew better than to do what he did, what he mixed, but for some reason he did it anyway. And he was out there chasing something. It wasn't about what he was actually ingesting anymore. It was just about getting fucked up. Like, that was his plan. Like, he thought he was going somewhere in his mind by having these experiences, even though the only reason he took what he took is because he couldn't get what he wanted to get, and he was just experimenting. That's just what he did. He was an experimenter. Ended up killing him. And so now I want to inform people as much as I can about, you know, what is really toxic, dangerous for you, and what you can handle responsibly, but with limited risk. So, yeah, that's why I'm involved with Dan Safe. But where was I going with that? Oh, right. So let me get back to what I'm doing with my life now. What I figured out, where I fit in, how I'm gaining resources, and then what my plan is, right? Like, step 3, engage, right? Step 3, engage. Basically, make it happen. Make it so. Do it. Take that leap. Quit your job. Whatever you got to do to really reach out. Because listen, what's the worst that'll happen, right? The worst that'll happen is it won't work. It won't work, and you gotta, you know, try again later. Try again later. But you're gonna learn so much. You're gonna learn, and you're gonna experience, and you're gonna feel what it's like to really do what you're meant to do in life. And the next time you do it, you're gonna do it better. And so, let me tell you about my plan, because this is where I haven't told anybody my full plan yet. I mean, my closest friends in person, I've told them, but nowhere on the internet, social media, anywhere like that. So, the RV life, right? This is something that people think about sometimes. They normally don't do it. They think about doing it, and they don't end up doing it, because the stationary life is just so, it's comfortable, and it's, you know, it's easy. It's, I mean, look, things happen. I repaired this house I lived in so much. You know, it was a pain in the ass, but people seem to think that the RV lifestyle is a lot more difficult than just a regular home or apartment, when really it's not. It's really not that much more difficult. You just have to plan things a little better with your day-to-day operations. And the main thing about it, though, is that it's cheaper, right? Your life, you can live life, you can live in your house, you can take your house anywhere, and you can cut down all of your expenses, including your bills, your groceries, your events, whatever you want to do, your tickets to your shows, all this shit, everything. You can basically cut that all down to the price that you pay currently in rent or mortgage, right? $1,000 a month will cover all of your expenses, not just your rent, but everything else. Maybe $1,200, but still, people pay $1,200 in rent today for a one-bedroom apartment. Oh my God, what a waste. So I figured out that this is the best move for me right now, because I want to be able to do something, and this is what I'm getting to with this story. I'm going to be live streaming my journey from start to finish, as long as there's good internet connection with my phone, and my interactions with people around the United States, right? I'm going to decorate my van, my RV with my story, my Snapchat, my Instagram, my picture, my mission. It's all going to be able to be figured out from the side of my RV. Like, there'll be ways to navigate to what I'm doing, which I'm still in the process of building a website. My buddy Ivan, he told me that before I leave, he is going to help me build a website. He told me that, he said, anything I want, he's like, I will help you with anything that you really want to make this happen. And I told him the thing that I want most is a website, a fully functioning website that covers everything that I'm talking about, and is able to, you're able to download music, you're able to live stream my feeds, you're able to find out who I am, where I've been, what I'm doing, a map of where I'm at, my GPS location, all kinds of things that will help you figure out what it is that I'm doing in life. All with the mission statement, basically, to say that, hey guys, I'm only doing this to prove to you that you can do it too. And that's when more people start doing it, and that's when we really start to free ourselves as a culture. So anyways, yes, I'm going to be in an RV, and I'm going to be live streaming my adventures with everyone I interact with. And here's the plan. Not only that, but I'm going to be throwing parties. I'm going to be doing events at different cities, right? So basically, I'm going to dock somewhere, probably at a park, a national park or an RV park or something, and I'm going to plan an event. I'm going to be there for a month, maybe 2 months at the most. Things are going really good, 2 months, 3 months, and then I'm going to move on. And the whole point is that I know how to throw parties. I know how to get people there. I know what people want, and I'm going to do it all under the guise or the plan of traveling the country, live streaming everything that I do. So you're going to not only see me on the road, you're not only going to see me with the RV lifestyle and all the problems and greatness that come with that, you're also going to see me produce and throw events, parties. You're going to see me DJ sometimes. You're going to see me book artists, local artists. You're going to see people that start following me. They're going to start seeing themselves at my events when I come to your city, right, to your town. So it's a tour. It's a never-ending bus tour that is live streamed as much as possible, 24/7. I'm going to have different cameras set up around the RV to when we're docked or when we're driving, and it's all going to be streamed all the time. And so the whole point is that, yes, you can help me, you can donate, but my driving force of income is going to be these shows, okay? And not only the shows, but the whole it's like the background consciousness of why I'm throwing the show, right? Like the understood idea that this guy, he's doing this to help people. He's doing this, I'm doing this to show you that there's another way. in life. There's a way that you can do what you want to do and make it successful. So literally this kind of lifestyle, it flows with 100% of what I want to do in life, right? So I still have a pickup truck. I have lots of issues that can arise, so I can fix things. I'm able to produce music, I'm able to make music, I'm able to throw parties, and I'm able to travel around the globe wherever I want and promote and produce myself, my life as a show, my reality TV show. Kyle Adamson tours the country, right? So it'll be a never-ending tour, okay? And right now, yes, it's a travel trailer. It is a smaller unit. I mean, I do have room for guests. I have 2 bunks. I did that on purpose, just because I figured there will be times where people want to hang, they want to sleep over, they want to travel with me. That's cool. I'm totally cool with that. For a short term, or however long, whatever. So I've been able to cobble together all these elements that I want in life and create something that's going to represent all those elements, as well as provide me with an income, so that I can perpetuate that existence, right? And that's my plan. That's my goal. That's what I'm doing. And that's where I'm going to be focused on for the next 3 months. I'm going to be hooking up the RV, getting a generator, making sure that everything works the way I want it to work, and that I can control it the way I want to control it, and have the website, the infrastructure, the social media. Everything is going to be set up before I leave, right? I'm probably going to have my first couple shows already booked, already planned out. Just a couple. I don't want to plan out like a whole tour, because I want to be able to plan it as I go too, because that's what I want to be involved with. I want to be engaged all the time. I just need a couple of shows to start it, so that I can promote the show and promote the idea of who I am and what I'm doing. And that's what I'm doing with my life. That's the final goal. By the way, I've been in traffic. Shit has been bad here on the roads. My God, this has just been ridiculous. You guys have been hearing me drone on and on forever, it feels like. I'm probably at like the hour mark chatting to myself here in my truck, or chatting to you guys, whoever you are out there, whoever started this journey with me already. I mean, I don't expect this video is going to be watched by many people until I do what I'm setting out to do, and then you can come back and you can watch the beginning, right? That's what this is all about. So I don't expect to get a whole ton of followers just from these videos, but I do expect that eventually people will come back and watch this and be happy that they can see the beginning, see the start of how I did this, what I did. So all right, guys, that's all I got for today. Wrapping up episode 2. I am Kyle Adamson, Dance Safe Visionary, and I will check in with you again soon, probably when I pick up the RV. Later.